and good morning from a rainy, cold Plymouth, Massachusetts. We are here to do something we've always wanted to do. So excited. We are attending America's hometown parade right where it all began. We are going to be attending the Thanksgiving parade here in Plymouth, celebrating the 1621 first Thanksgiving between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag people. After the parade, there's going to be a holiday festival on the waterfront. Lots of activity today. We're going to be discussing Pilgrim history, early American history. Listen, we would not have the Rev War and the Founding Fathers without the Founding Fathers. And those are the separatists who left England and came here to the New World. Some of my biggest heroes. We're going to be discussing all that and more. And this is the only historically accurate parade in the country that tells the story of America in chronological order from the beginning of its founding here at Plymouth all the way through to current time. And there's going to be lots of veterans, fife and drums, things for America's 250th, Revolutionary War, and other historical themed floats and bands, entertainment, stuff like that. So really excited. We always watch it on TV. I've always wanted to come down here in person, so yay. All right, we got some coffee. Here comes Plymouth's finest clearing the road. The parade is about to kick off. I'm so excited. Check this out, you guys. Yes! That's how you start a parade. As long as they're not executing Order 66 here in Plymouth, I think we'll be good. Uh-oh. Super excited. Feeling a little emo, to tell you the truth. I might cry. All right off the bat here. Starting with a Wampanoag dwelling. Of course, the Wampanoag are the native people to this area. Squanto and Massasoit, big part of the Thanksgiving story. Massasoit was chief of the Wampanoags. Squanto was actually separated from his tribe, taken to England. When he came back, everyone was dead, so he joined up with the Wampanoags, and he was a good friend to the separatists or pilgrims. And I refer to them as separatists and pilgrims interchangeably because it's really the same thing. Pilgrim, a newer kind of term for them. They considered themselves separatists because they separated from the mainline Church of England. They were still Puritan, but kind of did their own thing. And here's a man with the Bible, which was central to their lives. This country founded on religious freedom. Of course, you've got the two Williams, William Bradford and William Brewster. William Bradford was governor of the Plymouth colony, and William Brewster was Brewster the Elder, the minister, spiritual guide, and leader spiritually and emotionally, and in a lot of other ways too. It's just kind of putting it in a nutshell. The two Williams, Bradford and Brewster, very important. And check this out. Made to show the Mayflower, of course. They came over in 1620, celebrated their first Thanksgiving in 1621. Hello. Hi. So awesome. Happy Thanksgiving. And by the time they celebrated their first Thanksgiving, half the colony was deceased. You guys wouldn't believe how hard it is to hold an umbrella, hold a camera, and coffee at the same time. Kay's kind of helping me switch. The cool thing, by the way, about Squanto in particular is that he spoke English. So that was huge help to them as they learned how to plant corn, crops, and survive. And that treaty that they had with the native peoples here lasted a really long time. And things were relatively peaceful, of course, until things like King Philip's War broke out. And, you know, that led to years of anguish here in New England. But look at these finely dressed gentlemen representing some early colonists that would have came here. Of course, on the Mayflower, there was 102 people. 102 people, that's leaving out one very important person. A very important person, the first doggy to come to these shores. And the first dog in America, an English Springer Spaniel. And as I always say, I am so hardcore, I have 2 English Springer Spaniels at home. Literally the first doggies in America. So I love them. They're an amazing breed in my opinion, and they're historically accurate. So ha ha ha. Oh, check this out. As if I wasn't emotional enough already, we've got pilgrims, and now here comes the glorious pipe man. Everything together here for me. Bringing out all the feels. Looks like they're with the Cape Cod Highland Light Pipe Band. So we might, after a special manner, rejoice together. This float provided by Sacred Heart School out of Kingston. Very adorable. Okay, finding a life hack here. Putting my coffee in his pocket. Woo! These guys are good. Props to all of them too, you know, walking in this in cold, rainy weather. Really appreciate it. Here comes one of our local news channels here. WCVB, Boston Channel 5, an ABC affiliate. Oh, it stinks. They've got really bad exhaust going on. I think their truck's on fire. That's not good. Oh my gosh. Woo. Pretty old cars. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go see about a parade, see? Hey Kay, we gotta get in the car and go see about a parade, see? He's like, oh my God. There's gonna be some awesome Rev War stuff coming up too, I'm really excited about. And there is a 100-year-old World War II veteran being honored today in the parade. America, the land of plenty. Yes, it is. See guys, this is such a wholesome, awesome, patriotic parade. I just have always loved it. Such an honor to be here. That's awesome. Fields of Plenty Farm, beautiful. I believe there's going to be a Bunker Hill float. Oh, I'm so excited. I know there's going to be fife and drum, and some of our reenactor friends should be around today too. I don't know if you guys have been watching the Ken Burns Revolutionary War documentary. Honestly, I would rate it mid. There's some things about it I don't like, which If you guys know me, that would be expected. Some things I do, I think it does miss on kind of some of the heart of the core of the story, if that makes sense. And I was a little disappointed too that they don't really talk about why we were America to begin with and kind of things leading up to the Rev War. And basically, I think what we're celebrating today really is at the crux of all that message. And as we go throughout the day, we'll talk more about that. And I've talked to you guys about that before, but you know, we wouldn't be here and have a country to fight for without these revolutionaries that came before us. So this is really what it's all about. Coffees we had are really good. I think the place is called City Coffee with a K, something like that. Really, it's good. I drank that latte so fast. Oh my gosh, got a cranberry orange muffin. Because we didn't really have anything this morning. We got really early to get down here, so it's all good though. I'm feeling good today. Had a migraine yesterday all day, so I thought, oh no, but woke up this morning, it was gone. So thankful for that. Seems like there's a little break in the parade here. Thing about the Ken Burns documentary, you know, while I like the cinematography and the music, and of course it's always fun to see my guys on the big screen in the story, really did just glaze over some very important things, like spent, you know, less than 5 minutes on Dr. Joseph Warren, and there's a lot of things that it missed during the Siege of Boston. I'm not actually done with the series yet, just watched the first 2 episodes, but so far kind of meh. I definitely had my concerns going in, and some of those concerns were warranted, unfortunately. But yeah, if you guys have been following this, you'll see that the 250th timeline was followed, and everything that he kind of talked about is stuff we've gone over too. So if you want more detail and a different perspective, suggest going back and watching my videos. I'm not saying I'm on par with Ken Burns or anything like that. I'm just saying you might get a little more perspective and detail by watching that History Chick on YouTube. Just asked Caleb how bad I look from my hair and the weather and everything. He like was laughing and saying not bad as he's like smiling, and he's still laughing. What's so funny? Ooh, ooh, ooh. I wonder who this is. I can't see. My eyes are terrible. Can you read that? Oh, it's the Middlesex County Volunteers. Awesome. Our peeps are coming. Our peeps are coming. Oh, they look so cold. Poor things. I just got recognized. The guy's like, hi. Hello. Yes, I see you too. Pretty horsies. Now you know we're in Massachusetts. Attleboro High School. Scotland over here doesn't even care about being. I keep offering the umbrella and he's like, no.
It's considered Oregon sunshine.
Yeah, this is when you're Scottish and you're from Oregon. That's what this is right here. And you know, we didn't know like where to stand or where to go really. We just knew that it was along the waterfront and through downtown, and we found a really good spot, not too crowded or anything. So this is nice. And we are right in downtown Plymouth. Here comes the Hingham Militia, so more peeps on the way. I wonder if they've got good old Benjamin Lincoln with them. another Osmo Pocket 3 in the wild. Who let them in? There's Colonel Prescott. Huzzah! Oh, a thing of beauty. And more peeps on the way. Appears to be a float for the 250th. Yes. Oh, it's Sudbury again. Yay. Look at this. Woo! Got a nice bow there. Here comes the honored guest, the turkey. He has no idea what fate lies ahead in the days ahead. Now, on the first Thanksgiving, they ate oysters, wild game, lots of veggies, corn cakes, things like that. And they did military drills, wrestling competitions. They had kind of their own little colonial Olympics. And the big event of the day was a shooting competition. How American is that? America. And this is a hefty parade, folks. Not a short little, like, here's some floats and we're done. This is a big event. And again, I always encourage every American, you don't have to come during Thanksgiving, but everybody needs to come see Plymouth, where it all began. Visit the rock, visit the rock. I know people make fun of that rock, but I think it's a very important symbol of this country. And visit the monument to the forefathers, go to the Pilgrim Hall Museum, see the waterfront, replica of the Mayflower, all the things. Do all the things and soak up the vibes, as I always say, here in this beautiful, quintessential New England town, and think about where we came from and where you would like to go, and get a little inspired by our Pilgrim forefathers, because they are definitely an inspiration. Here you've got the North Star Drum and Bugle Corps.
What someone needs to do is have a Springer Spaniel Club here that marches in the parade with like a sign that says like First Dog
or something. Like, that should be important, right? I don't know if everybody realizes that. the General Society of Mayflower Descendants. That is a very cool organization. If you are descended from somebody who came here on the Mayflower, there's kind of a process, but you can join and get membership with them, similar to the Sons of the American Revolution or Sons of the Confederacy or any of the other kind of historic societies that you can join here, tying you to the history of America. Look at that. I'll say this about the parade. It's better than sweating your booty off and being hot. I'd rather be a little bit cold than sweating. Might be nice if it was sunny, but I don't know. Look, I don't even need my sunglasses. At least the fog lifted. It's supposed to actually get sunny later, so hopefully it does, and we can kind of enjoy the rest of our day with a little bit of sunshine. We'll see. Either way, I'm here for the adventure. Comes Burlington High School's band. Out of Burlington, Massachusetts. In the distance there, it looks pretty funny. I think that's like a giant bumblebee coming up over the hill. Looks pretty hilarious from my perspective. Do you guys see that? I'm cracking up. Kate just said, a beekeeper is smaller than the bee. I don't know why that's so, I must be tired because that's hilarious. And it's for cranberry country because of course we are in the cranberry capital of the world here, down in, it's part of, more southernly Massachusetts. And bees, of course, very important for pollination. But cranberry bogs have a reputation of being famous for a different creepy crawly. Apparently, and I've never seen them in the bogs, but apparently there's like bazillions of spiders any given time in any given cranberry bog. And they like float around the top. This is the Leominster High School Marching Band. Here we go, a rolling replica of the museum that's like a block away from here. It's pretty cool. There's folks wearing those Knox Trail 250 scarves again, love it. Oh, there's for the veteran. From that other war. You know the war, you know the one. The one that almost ripped the country apart. Well, it did rip the country apart. Get over to Gettysburg soon, by the way. I've been having a little hankering for visiting Gettysburg. Oh, this marching band's got like a whole formation going. The Everett Crimson Tide. It just got colder, by the way. I'm freezing now. It's okay. Just saying. that a Boston Terrier? She's saying I'm feeling great and I'm not that cold. I take it back. I'm getting a little wobbly and I'm freezing. But it's still okay. It's good, it's worth it. Here's a band with some kind of a more Latin vibe. The Caballeros from Hawthorne, New Jersey. Feliz Dia de Gracias. Here's the Antiquarian Society of Plymouth. Antiquarian Society, that's my kind of people. I'm an antiquarian. Featuring the Hedge House from 1809. I've never been in that one. Gosh, these young ladies are soaking wet. Poor things. Still smiling, still flapping those jazz hands. It's Framingham High School, their marching band. Is that there are long gaps in time. You get about 5 floats or marching bands, kind of mixes of them, and then a big gap in time. So not sure, I guess just how it's staged so that people don't run into each other, but it does make it take longer too. I mean, it's fine, we're having fun. I'm just telling you guys if any of you are interested in coming, maybe next year. That is the way it works. Oh, I bet you there's some familiar faces in this bunch. Right. Got to get over to Battleship Cove too. That's an incredible museum complex.
He's got a blanket on.
Noah's got one of those blankets downstairs airing out right now because it's musty.
Up on the building.
It's a t-shirt cannon going.
He's on top of the building.
That's quite the cannon. Doing the Trump dance.
Are you ready?
I love that guy's energy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, here comes the American Legion. All right, here comes guys from the VFW, the local VFW. Cookie Monster? What the heck? That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna sit around by myself and wait for you.
Oh, no, okay, that's pretty cool. Love the Muppets. They got everybody on there. Gonzo! Actually, for celebrating 70 years of the Muppets. Jim Henson, he was a genius. Do you guys see what a hefty parade this is? Left, and I got this extra cover here. I don't have to hold up the umbrella. Yes! Look at this. There's a float for the 50th anniversary of Jaws. Of course, here in Plymouth, we are close to the entrance to Cape Cod. So it's natural that they would have something celebrating such a classic cinematic masterpiece. Takes place locally. That is so awesome. There's the orca. Of course, we saw the exact replica of the orca when Noah and I went to New London for their Maritime Festival a few months ago. An idea. The parade started promptly at 10. It's 11:41 and it is still going. And like I said, after this, there's like a whole festival going on too to celebrate Thanksgiving here in town, and a holiday village, vendors, food trucks, stuff like that. So we'll walk around and take a look at that after. Also, just FYI, they do have an opening ceremony that started at 9. We did not make it for that. It's a little chaotic anyways. That area down by Plymouth Rock gets really busy where the newscast is set up and they do the opening ceremonies. We really just wanted to make sure we came for the parade, and we were here nice and early, staked out a good spot here, and it did start promptly at 10. So it seems like it's a pretty well-oiled machine here. I think part of the thing that's so beautiful about this parade too is it's just so American, so patriotic, so wholesome. Celebrates everything good about this country, and there's just a real sense of togetherness and kind of that old school patriotic feeling in the air. Definitely love towards our veterans and our country and our country's history. All the things that I love. So this parade is perfect for me. It's exactly what I hoped it would be and more.
On a donkey.
Oh my gosh. Those poor things are freezing. Some of the horses are giving the riders a little what for. This guy's going completely sideways.
Putting on a show. Look at that.
Yeah, I know. That is awesome. Oh, wow. Full clop down Main Street. Who's walking who here? Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at the Mattel little toy car.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's cute. Okay, honestly, is this the longest parade of your life?
It's pretty long.
Crazy. Like, I thought maybe an hour or two. This is bonkers. Here comes a huge marching band.
University of Massachusetts Amherst.
Oh, UMass Amherst. And they appear to have some Rev War costumes going on. This is a really sizable group here. Wow. They're great. It's impressive. Wow. Nice. There's so many of them. That's a lot of scholarships right there. We must be nearing the end because here comes the big guy. They didn't have anything for like the Vietnam War, Spanish-American War, World War I or anything this year. I feel like in the years past they have.
Yeah.
They mix it up. They had some other stuff. That's too bad though. Like, you know there's Vietnam veterans. Why weren't they included?
It's Santa.
Oh my gosh, Santa, I know him. Well, that was awesome. So that parade was 3 hours and 5 minutes long. Wow. But how awesome was that? Exactly what I had always thought it would be and more. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Leather boots on with like scrunchy socks. This might be too much information, but I think my feet are still kind of wet and cold. And like my toes are really, my feet are numb and cold. It's not the most pleasant thing in the world, but check this out. Here we go down to the waterfront, and I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff going on down here. Lots of activity. The town is hopping as everybody prepares to celebrate Thanksgiving in the days ahead. And the celebration started today here with this amazing parade that I am so happy to have finally seen in the flesh. Look at these cuties. And I bet they're selling lots of the products today because it is cold. Getting a behind the scenes look here. See, we're over by the Rock. You'll see. We'll take you over to Plymouth Rock. But this is kind of where they do, like, you can see the confetti, all the opening ceremonies, and where the news sets up. So that's the perspective you get if you watch it on TV. Big news crew here for this.
Yeah, we'll get something down there.
There's Plymouth Harbor. See, there's those bleachers, and where the news crew sets up for the opening ceremonies that start at 9, and then the parade kicks off promptly at 10. I know a lot of people sit up there on the hill. Definitely didn't want to do that today in the soggy rain. I think we were perfect where we were at. And if you guys want to deep dive a little bit more about what the Pilgrims or Separatists went through when they arrived here, I highly suggest reading William Bradford's Of Plymouth Plantation, his first-hand account of what it was like coming here, carving out a life in the wilderness, surviving, getting through that first winter, celebrating the first Thanksgiving, and the time afterwards. There it is, the Rock. And you know, people call it the Pebble, the Stone of Disappointment, different things like that. I would never, ever say that. Symbols in this country matter, and this is symbolic of a people that came here against all odds in very difficult circumstances, paved the way for us in a spirit of religious freedom and liberty. And we wouldn't be here without these guys. Of course, you know, it's said that they stepped foot on this rock before they came ashore. And, you know, there's honestly no way to know that that is like the rock itself. But again, it's a symbol. And we do know that they came here. We do know that they came ashore. They stepped on the ground. They came up after signing the Mayflower Compact. They came up and they thanked God for being given this new land, blessed it, and did the hard work ahead that would be required to come to a new unknown. Many hardships ahead. And yet, they still gave thanks. Here you can see them repositioning the rock. Pilgrim's Land 1620. Elder Franz identifies the rock as the first landing site of the Mayflower passengers in 1741. The rock is accidentally broken in two horizontally while being moved to Town Square. The bottom half left its place and becomes part of Hedges Wharf. Speaking at the 200th anniversary of the landing, Daniel Webster appears to have begun the legend by stating, "Beneath us is the new rock on which New England received the feet of the Pilgrims." Still some last little bit of roses here along the water. Getting that behind the scenes look here.
All the cleanup work.
And you know, I wanted to combine broadcast journalism with history. It didn't pan out, but who's to say that's not what I'm doing now with you guys? So really appreciate you guys fulfilling my desire to get on camera and talk about the thing I'm most passionate about. That's history and America our founding principles and where we came from. And that leads us right here to this. The Reverend Elder William Brewster, a man that had done and suffered much for the Lord Jesus in the gospel's sake. He was qualified above many. He was wise and discreet, well-spoken, of a very cheerful spirit, undervaluing himself and his own abilities. He was humble, in other words, and instead of kind of propping himself up, he propped up the one who made him, God. And it is in that spirit that he went forward, took action, and lived his life. All too much to the holiday village. It's kind of smallish. It's cute. This, we got Santa, so Kay's gonna take her pick. Oh my gosh, that is so stinking cute.
Okay, we're back on Main Street. We're gonna grab some food, walk around, see what happens. I have to say, the walk back to the car was longer than I remember it being. I was probably excited to get to the parade, so it didn't seem that bad, but whew, we have walked a lot and moved the car closer to be back on Main Street so we didn't have to walk all the way again. But I mean, it feels good to walk. I like it. But it was a lengthy walk. Town looking really pretty and starting to get into the festive vibe. It's a pretty good sized town too. There's like the outskirts and then this main street goes on and on for quite a bit. All right. If you guys need a custom handmade wooden sign, sculpture, piece of artwork, this guy does amazing, amazing work. His name is Mike McCarthy, and I was gifted this beautiful little claddagh for my wall. He had no idea I was going to make this video or anything like that. We just started talking about history and about the town and about what was going on today and everything else. And again, highly suggest if you guys need anything, he can make family crests, he can make tavern signs, fun things for your house, any kind of gift you can imagine. Great for the holidays. He has a pretty quick turnaround, not too bad. You can look him up. His website is yankeewoodcarvers.com. yankeewoodcarvers.com to get all of the information and see more of his incredible work in there. Really, really nice guy. Lived here his entire life, multiple generations from the Massachusetts South Shore, and does really beautiful work, so highly suggest you guys check that out. Okay, so we ate some pizza. Super stuffed now. Walking around, we're gonna go take you guys to go see one more very important thing here in Plymouth. Okay, here we are. One last very important, beautiful thing to see before we say goodbye, or we wrap up this beautiful Plymouth day. And yes, I've brought you here before, but I cannot ever leave without taking a look at the National Monument to the Forefathers. Erected by the grateful people in remembrance of their labor, sacrifice, and sufferings for the cause of civil and religious liberty. And that, my dear friends, is the entire point of everything. Everything on this channel, anyways. And here we've got liberty, morality, law, and education. And can you believe how ginormous this is? I don't know if it comes across, but it is freaky big. I've brought you guys here before. Just couldn't leave town once again without giving it a visit. And that nest, the eagle's nest that was up there last time, is still up there. Giving Faith, that's the name of the lady on top there, a crown. I always love this little side one here where he is crushing tyranny underfoot. And here is a list of the Mayflower passengers. I am that history chick, and of course, like Patrick Henry, I know no way of judging the future, but by the past. The past is very clearly alive, well, waiting to be explored, and it started right here in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, I'm also on Instagram at @that_historychick, on Facebook @thathistorychick, and right here on YouTube @thathistorychick, with more exciting content coming your way. Happy Thanksgiving to you all, no matter where you are across this beautiful country of ours. I hope that you are all healthy and enjoying time with your families, your loved ones, or whatever you might be doing. As always, if you have any questions, go ahead and drop those below in the comments, and we will see you very soon. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Take care, bye. Just look at that. It's turned into a beautiful, beautiful evening. What an incredible day. You know, I kind of hate that it's gone like Halloween, Christmas. Everyone is forgetting Thanksgiving, so that was the other thing with this today. I'm like, no, you know what? There's a holiday that calls for us to set aside and give thanks for everything that we have as Americans. This should be the biggest, most amazing patriotic holiday on the planet. I hate that it's being often forgotten. So as you are gathered around, remember to be grateful as you enjoy your feast with your family and loved ones, and think about these guys and everything that they accomplished and paved the way, and all of the amazing people throughout our history that we talk about that have paved the way for us to be here and live the incredible lives as Americans that we have now. And we may not be perfect, but I defy you to find a better place to live. There isn't such a place.